most men are controlled by women and they're always 2 steps ahead of you. It's always funny to see when like somebody thinks they're gonna get off on somebody or thinks that they're not gonna recognize or peep something. Bro, women literally peep everything. A woman's intuition might be the strongest thing. Like a strong woman will be able to peep everything, bro. So even when people think they're getting off or think, oh, I'm gonna do this and she's not gonna realize, she already recognized 3 steps ahead of you, gang. So it's like, but I wanna preface this video by saying, I grew up in a house full of women. My dad was in my life, but I didn't have a brother. So I had 4 sisters and my mom in the house. So majority of the time, when I'm in the crib, it's all women. So it's a lot you learn about, you know what I'm saying, psychology, emotional intelligence, patience, intuition, a lot you learn about when you're around mostly women, bro. And it does mature you in a faster way because you do start to recognize these things and start to see patterns with things. And one thing I always notice is you cannot lie to, like, bro, when you have sisters, especially older sisters, and you have a mom, like, so much shit they're gonna peep, bro. You can't lie. You can't try to get off on certain shit because they're always gonna recognize it, bro. I wrote, women's intuition is strong because they've seen hundreds of you. So when somebody thinks they're doing something that they haven't seen, bro, women, especially attractive women, get talked to every day. They get approached every day. People shooting their shot. They didn't see a million different attempts, a million different ways that somebody's trying to like finesse their way or have some type of manipulative game. Like, it don't work, bro, because they are seeing 2-3 steps ahead of you. So one thing I wrote, that men think they're running game, she's already clocked the pattern. Okay, so to start this video off, I said most men think they are solid until female attention shows up. So a compliment, a look, the right outfit, structure collapses. So if a woman can get off on you by just, you know what I'm saying, looking good, wearing a certain type of thing, speaking to you in a certain way, and all your structure, all your control goes out the way, you never had control, you never had a structure to begin with, because it folds just like that. It's like the, what's the game? Is it called Jenga? Where you pull the thing and like everything will fall? Yes, bro, if you don't have no type of structure and your shit is like that, a woman's gonna see that from a mile away. And it's a lot of women, bro, that will literally try to actually search for men that they know they can control. Now, that's men's fault for not being able to peep game and understand that you're supposed to have your own structure to your life and to your day-to-day, and everybody else that you're adding should be extra. It shouldn't be nobody that's gonna like just change your structure, change your life, because that means you never had any to begin with. But control doesn't even necessarily come from manipulation, even though it might seem like it. It comes from the man lacking self-control, lacking discipline, lacking having his own, what they say now as program, like having his own program. If you don't have your own program and a woman shows up looking fine, she's seducing you, she wears a certain type of thing, and she knows how to get off on you to where you will literally do anything, and your shield will just crack. Your shield will just crack because you don't have no real substance. There's some women, they're not even chasing attraction, they're more so peeping patterns. So they recognize certain patterns and men like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be able to run his life, I'm gonna be able to control him. Like, and then if they find them attractive too, and they kind of like his personality, they're gonna be like, oh yeah, this is over with, because I like you and I know I'm gonna be able to run my program on you and allow or make you do whatever I feel I want because of the way I look, or because of the way I dress, or because of the way I'm able to impact your mood. I'm gonna just be able to do anything. So that comes from not having the self-awareness and structure and self-respect as a man to where you would just fold like that easily. So the faster you react, the more control you give away. Most men, bro, if we're being honest, don't have the self-control or respect to be able to like have a boundary and a standard set for themselves, where if somebody attractive comes in their life and offers certain things or dresses a certain way, they are gonna fold, bro. So women peep this, they peep the patterns. It's not necessarily just about attraction. A lot of women do want that control of their man or of a man where they can get off on their program. The thing I wrote down is lust exposes insecurity, ego, and need for validation. So if you're running off of your lust, logically speaking, you're thinking from an insecurity mindset because you want somebody to validate you, whether that's physically, mentally, whatever. You're trying to get off on somebody and you're viewing it as, oh, she's attractive, I need this. She looks good, look at how she's dressed in this, and look at, so you're running off of that. So your ego is telling you, I need that inflation on my ego. So she gave me a compliment or she talked to me a certain way, and so I'm gonna just let her be able to do this. I'm gonna let her be able to do this. Now she's running your whole fucking life because you're literally driven and controlled like a puppet. And the last thing is need for validation. if you are seeking validation and that's all you're searching for, logically speaking, bro, that's the most unhealthy dynamic you can have. You're supposed to be self-validated. You're supposed to be internally motivated. So when it comes to a point where you are searching for that validation, you're gonna fold to any type of validation. Especially like a shorty come up to you, she's tough, she's talking to you a certain way, she give you a compliment, she lets you know this and that, and you start folding to that. And when I say fold, I don't mean like, you know what I'm saying, you have a conversation, you engage, you might exchange contact, y'all might see each other. When I mean fold, I mean you let down your guard, so to speak, as far as how you operate. So if you're gonna do certain things, or you operate in a certain light, or you have a certain level of schedule or structure to your life, and you're willing to just throw that away for this woman, how is a woman even gonna respect you? Because she's like, his shit not even strict. I could just come in looking good and change his whole schedule, change it out, and you just throw all your ambition away. You'll throw away everything. And you see this, bro. I know people in my life just like that. They might have a woman in their life that they find attractive, they like, and they start throwing away their goals. They start throwing away their ambition. They start throwing away their structure. All of a sudden, you're not working out in the morning no more. All of a sudden, you sleeping late, you laid up, you're not really caring about making sure you set your alarm, making sure you finish this video, making sure you submit your project on time, making sure you stay in shape. All the little things that matter and are most significant, you see people start to throw away. So I wrote, the faster you react, the more control you give away. So the faster you feed in and give into this control, the more you're just throwing yourself away. So when I say the more control you give away, I mean, if you're a man, you're supposed to have like a consistent schedule or program or structure for your life. And when you meet people or get into a different stage of your life where there's different people around you, you can fit them in where it fits. But that doesn't mean you start compromising your schedule, and compromise is healthy in a relationship, but I mean from a structure and a program standpoint, you don't necessarily just start to override shit just because you have somebody that you find attractive. Like if this isn't your girl and this isn't somebody you're taking seriously and it's not something you're working towards, you don't just allow somebody that's pretty, somebody that's bad, somebody that's tough to just come in your life and just start fixing your program for you because she knows you can be controlled. A lot of men are controlled by their lust. So women see this, they pay attention, they recognize patterns, and they see, okay, I'm gonna be able to do whatever the fuck I want with him. Last thing I wrote is the man who doesn't seek approval cannot be played. The man who does not seek approval cannot be played. So if you're a man and you have a sense of self-respect and consistency with your life, you're not going to be able to be played to where somebody can just come in, give you a compliment, or come dress a certain way, or look at you in a certain way and think that you're going to throw away your ambition, throw away your structure, throw away your boundaries with yourself. Boundaries are everything. People will allow somebody to just come in their life and just because they look good, they just throwing everything down. Guess what? If you allow that to happen, you never had no boundaries, you never had no self-respect, and you're feeding off of your lust and your ego. So the last thing I want to say, women peep everything. There's nothing stronger than a woman's intuition, bro. I'm gonna be for real. Like I've seen this, I've seen it over and over and over again. A man will try to think he's 2-3 steps ahead. Women have already seen whatever you're gonna try to do. Women have already seen or encountered somebody like you or seen a type of running game you're trying to play. So the only way to win is being genuine, bro. Playing games and doing all this naive bullshit, like we're too grown for this shit, bro. At this point, that shit might have worked in like high school, like maybe, but when people start to actually like develop their mental stability and understand experiences and everything that values or things that they value going into relationships, a lot of women value control. You see it a lot. A lot of people, you know what I'm saying? They say who wears the pants in the relationship. And it's because a lot of men feed into their lust, feed into their ego. They just want that woman to validate them, to do this for them, to look good and wear this and wear that. So they just throw everything away. So, moral of the story, women see everything. They are 2 steps ahead. And a lot of women control men because of that. Because men are driven off their lust. Because men just want to be validated. Because men do not have a structure for themselves. So, women are always 2 steps ahead. Do not think you're about to get off on some slick shit, bro.